Undernutrition basically means that someone is not consuming the same amount or more calories that they are burning every day. And burning calories isn't always just exercising. It's often simple things like digesting food or blood circulating, breathing. It's very simple everyday things that everybody does, no matter where you're from, no matter where you live, or what your daily tasks include. This has two main factors that contribute to it. One being inadequate diet and the other being diseases. So to start off, inadequate diet can be caused by the lack of household food security. So that's just any household that doesn't necessarily know where their next meal is coming from, or if there is going to be a next meal, or that next meal is going to be. And that can be caused by either lack of resources or really the underlying cause of a lot of these things, which is poverty, which is why it is in red. Lack of resources can be contributed to by government structures. So certain governments might either increase the amount of resources one has or decrease, and this could definitely directly influence whether or not someone is suffering from undernutrition or not. The thing about lack of resources is that it also is a factor in inadequate healthcare services, which is one of the bottom tier factors that contribute to diseases. Inadequate healthcare services is actually a really major problem in a lot of areas because of, again, poverty. Healthcare services requires money, it requires resources. Just on like a basic scale, you need doctors, nurses, prescriptions, a facility to hold these practices, medications, and then of course transportation from where the medications are coming from to where they need to be given. And this all costs money, and often there aren't government structures to provide such money in areas where there aren't adequate healthcare services. And then another contribution to diseases is an unhealthy environment. So this can be from lack of plumbing or lack of shelter, especially in the context of our Western world idealistics of what shelter should be. People living in shacks or places without roofs isn't something that we would really consider a healthy environment. And then, of course, a major factor of an unhealthy environment, as I mentioned before, would be the lack of plumbing. This has to do with where people are bathing, where they're going to the bathroom, what's happening to that water, what it's being used for, if it's being used for something again, which of course would be a problem in areas where the lack of resources would include lack of healthy drinking water or clean water to water your plants or simple things like that. The reason why poverty here is in red is because it has such a major influence on all these other factors that contribute to undernutrition. So if poverty wasn't a problem there, these factors wouldn't necessarily be a factor there. For example, if poverty wasn't a problem, then there would be healthcare services in that area, which would contribute to less diseases. Or if poverty wasn't a problem, then household food security would not be a problem. That families would know where their next meal is coming from, and they would know that it's healthy and that it is able to be found locally and not have to travel long distances to find healthy food and that kind of thing. Undernutrition